Namaste, welcome to Santosha Well Woman collective reading. I haven't done a reading for a little while. I've been definitely in hermit zone, kind of working on all the things I was clearing out for myself internally, and kind of old baggage and ideas about myself, and yeah, just making space for me. So I wasn't in the right zone to do readings. I did do a couple of readings, I prepared them, and then I tried to film them and it just went crazy every time I tried to film them. So it felt like, no, I need to just put that away for a while, hold the energy of the space, but wait till the right time. And now is the right time for me to start this again. So I have a little bit of sound for you with the sound bowl. We're going to have the heart chakra again today because it's very much like heart energy coming through this week, and then we'll get into the reading. I always say it's interesting. Am I ever going to not say that? Maybe it's a good thing that I always say that. If I said, oh, it's really boring this week, it wouldn't be worth watching, would it? It wouldn't be worth hearing. So but yeah, it's always special, and it's always kind of spot on for whatever's going on at the time. So, and the cards were literally jumping out today, so very interesting as usual. Okay, so let's have a little bit of sound. So just closing your eyes and taking a few nice deep breaths right down into the lower belly, and I like you to really allow the breath to fill every single inch of your body. And yes, anatomically it's only going into your lungs, but as we breathe in, we're expanding the body, and also, of course, we're bringing fresh new oxygen into the body, which is going to every inch of your body. So when you breathe in, really picture that action, and you can picture it with your rational mind anatomically, but you can also picture it in terms of like spirit filling up your body, us clearing out anything we don't need. Plenty of spots and corners in the body which we've stored kind of unnecessary energy in. So let's just see ourselves breathing those out. So nice deep inhale right down into the belly, and then exhaling either through the mouth or the nose. If I'm releasing, I like to breathe out through the mouth. So nice deep inhale through the nose, exhaling out through the nose or the mouth. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. And just carrying on breathing while I play this beautiful heart chakra bowl. Just allow yourself this tiny space of peace and calm within your day. Okay, so let's start with the reading. So I've done a reading where we have Wisdom of Avalon cards. Back looks like this. And we've got the first card is where your energy is right now, or where our energy, because this is for collective. And then we'll have 3 cards, which are the things we have to work through in the next kind of period, whether that's a week or sometimes it can be a bit longer. And then we have a card that's the outcome. And then I have a collection of other cards from different decks that wanted to come out. And like I said, the cards were literally jumping out today. So they were really eager, which is nice. Okay, so first card. Beautiful rocks and green energy of the heart. So we've got trust. Trust. So this message is really, trust is coming through a few times here. And it's really, this has come up a lot in previous readings. It's really about trusting that everything is going to work out in divine timing. That the path, can you see the path? It's a bit rocky, but there is a path. And that path is actually designed for us, specifically for us, that will suit all of our needs. Might not suit our wants, but it will suit all of our needs in life. It will help us to develop as a being, so that we are stepping towards our higher self. And the reading today is very much higher self coming through here. This is what we're meant to be doing. All these things that might not make much sense at the moment, they are what we're meant to be doing. They are the steps that we're meant to be taking. So right now we're in a place of trust, learning to feel like the universe has got our back. We've got our own back. Can you trust yourself? That if you can't trust yourself, it's going to be pretty hard. So that's something to work on if you really do struggle with that. Can you trust yourself? Can you trust yourself to make good decisions, to take care of yourself, to prioritize yourself? It's not about being selfish. It's about literally just making space for ourselves in the world and ensuring that we can be authentic. We can turn up as our true self and not be hiding, not be needing to make ourselves small for anybody else. And that the universe is totally behind us, saying, you know, I created you for this reason. You are here to shine your light. So let's trust that the path is there for that to happen. So then we've got 3 cards, which are our challenges that we need to work through over the next coming period. Like I said, that could be like a week, or sometimes it can span over more like a month. But it's all in divine timing, so who knows what your or my path is. The first card that came through, and it was in reverse, and these cards don't do a reverse reading, but I really felt like that was important in terms of where we are with it. So the next card, first challenge, is the Goblin. So this is really about how the ego is getting involved in our path. Now it came out upside down, and I really felt the words here, the wounded human ego. And as I mentioned with this one, there's like, we're making space now for stepping beyond the ego and kind of ideas like competition, or reversing that about low self-esteem, or letting other people kind of have to be in the limelight when we hide ourselves, things like that. This came upside down because we are releasing some of this old wounded self, this wounded ego. We're working on the shadows and the trauma, and we're actually allowing ourselves to be our full, authentic, shiny, brilliant self. And not everyone's going to like that. And that's something I've been learning in these last few weeks. Not everyone's going to like your true, authentic, shiny self. And even when they say they like it, actually they might not like it, and they might kind of attempt to undermine you with awareness or without awareness in small ways, and like chip away at that energy that you have. And a lot of that is because we can look at that with compassion, because a lot of it's due to that person's self-esteem, and it's due to that person's conditioning and how they receive our energy, how they receive our vibration. If we're vibrating on different wavelengths. It's just never going to fit together like that. So they might try and kind of bring our energy down so that we can meet theirs, or, you know, same as someone's a lot higher energy and then we have to kind of match up with them. It's not necessarily with awareness. It can just be a reaction that our energy's such that they can't cope with it. And actually that's showing how strong and amazing our energy can be when we're in authenticity, not when we're in the goblin mode. That's not a good energy. That's the ego. That's us competing, controlling, coming out of fear. But if we're turning this upside down, which I really felt that's what's happening, we've come out with, we're trusting the path, we're trusting our own authentic energy, even if it looks like to other people like, what are they going on about, what are they doing? If we're in love, if we're in spirit, the spirit speaks through us in weird and wonderful ways, and people might not receive it very well, but it's there for a reason. If we're doing it in a way of love, not harm, it's out there for a reason. It needs to be out there. We need to get that big shiny energy out of us into the world. So we're flipping the goblin upside down. Woohoo, that's to be celebrated. The next card, there's a confirmation of this flipping the goblin as well after this, but the next card, this is another thing for us to work through, is partnership. So you can see we're going through this gate into this beautiful field and woods beyond. You know, we're getting through. It was a bit rocky there, but we're trusting, and then we're coming through out into the open. We're recognizing that the ego's being, the kind of damaging ego, the wounded ego is being put away or put in its proper place. It's like it should be in the passenger seat, not in the driving seat. So we're coming into this space of partnership. So this can be a connection with a person. It could be something that we might do in our work. It might be something that we do in a co-creation. It could be love as well. It can be that kind of partnership. It can be partnership with the divine. So there can be many things going on here in terms of partnership. But this is our next step. Once we've kind of seen like, okay, I'm putting away that wounded ego, and that small broken child that's hiding inside me, that inner child, is starting to feel healed, is starting to feel recognized. I'm then working in this beautiful partnership. I'm magnetizing in support. I'm trusting the universe. I'm working with the universe. Maybe I'm working with people or a person. I'm allowing this partnership between me and whoever's being sent in by the universe to occur. When we're putting away that wounded child as well, that's when we can really be authentic and we can be in our joy. And whatever is joy is love, and whatever is love is God, or whatever word you want to use there, as they say in the Course in Miracles, more or less. I'm paraphrasing. So the next thing for us to work through is birth and rebirth. So you can see, yeah, again, another path. There's a lot of paths today. So it's like real kind of journey that we're on here, process. And this is a bit autumnal now, so there's some leaves dropping. We're rebirthing, we're embracing coming into this authentic being that we are. That might mean releasing some people, releasing some practices, releasing some aspect of our identity that we really felt was us, but maybe it's not. Maybe we've been realizing it's time to shed those things that don't fit with the authentic version of us. So those are the three things we're going to be working on. And then we've got the outcome. Now again, this came out in reverse, but I'll show you the right way up first. So the stag, pride and leadership. What this was really telling me, and it came out in reverse, it's not that we're not able to be proud or to be leaders, but it was like we're coming through this ego place and releasing the shadows and releasing that wounded inner child and the wounded ego, so that we can learn to be a leader. So we're coming to this place where we can recognize that we can be a leader and we can be proud of the things we've achieved without being in the ego. So the ego can be flipped and reversed, put into the passenger seat, not the driver's seat, And all of us have potential to be a leader in some sense. It's not that certain people can lead, it's that actually everybody has potential to be a leader in a non-egoic sense, from the heart, to share with others what their authentic light and unique creation is in this universe. All of us has something that actually could provide leadership for others, and it doesn't have to be something massive. You don't have to be, you know, building enormous things or creating massive things. It can be something really tiny, and it can just be holding somebody's hand as they step over something, or just giving a little bit of guidance. That is leadership from the heart. Leadership from the ego tends to turn into these massive destructive creations that aren't about good things. Leadership from the heart is often about helping other people learn how to be leaders for themselves as well. So this was coming in reverse. So we're stepping into this stag energy, really feeling a pride. And, you know, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of me for what we've done, what we've achieved, what we're achieving on this journey. And it is a really deep and expansive journey. It's very much about we're expanding into something, and the energy of the moment now is really, it's really ripe for, and that's going to come in again, it's really ripe for expansion and for just stepping into our true being. And we know when we're in our true being because we feel different. We feel a sense of freedom, a sense of joy, a sense of like, it doesn't matter what we have. It literally doesn't matter what we have. We have that sense of joy and freedom, and we know we have we always have the divine, and we always have ourselves, and we always have something to share. That's kind of where it's coming from for me. That's my personal view and experience of the spiritual journey. Is like coming to this place of extreme peace, because it's not about the stuff you have, and it's not about, you know, how many friends you have on your Facebook and stuff like that. It's actually about being really whole in yourself. Okay, so the next card, these, I'm going to do the new cards alert, unicorns. My like representation of me is a unicorn skipping around with all its rainbows and everything. A little bit hyper sometimes and a bit more graceful and relaxed other times. So I'm loving these cards. So this one came through today for the collective. It's creative solutions, thinking outside the box and viewing things from a higher perspective. So again, it's this idea of looking at things a bit differently and really coming from this higher perspective, like trusting that the universe has got our back when we're being fully, truly ourselves. Are you being your inner unicorn? You may not resonate with unicorns. But what's your like inner energy that's really true, authentic to you, and when you feel like inside you're skipping around. So we've got some interesting symbols there: the squirrel, a heart, little blue butterfly of transformation, and this lovely, I think it's a full moon. Yeah, lovely full moon. So we've got a full moon coming up, depending where you are in the world, on the 10th/11th, and that's coming out in the next card. So creative solutions, this is like, might come into this partnership, something that we're working on and coming up with some kind of new ideas about taking that forward. Let's have this as the next card. Full moon. Now I swear this jumped out on its own. It's not that I picked this card out, but on the 10th/11th, depending where you are, we have the full moon in Sagittarius, and that's exactly the card that came out. And we have the strawberry moon, it's called in some parts of the world, or that's based on the indigenous peoples of the Americas, called it the strawberry moon because it's this beautiful bright pink color, and it is the time when the strawberries are ready for picking, and in the Celtic tradition it's called the rose moon. So look at this, and it's going to be in Sagittarius, and the wording there, look at the bigger picture. Yeah, there's this very strong message of like, don't get caught up in the details. Look at the bigger picture of where you want to be, what you want to be in the world, and how you can lead, how you can share with people. What is it that you can bring to the table for other people? Sagittarius is also an energy of releasing old things that aren't working for us, and focusing more on our purpose, focusing on our passion. And we've got the bow and arrow, focusing on our goals. So what is it we want to aim for? Where do we want to be? And this strawberry moon, rose moon time is a time of fruition. So it's when things are blooming, when things are blossoming. Things might start to appear that have come from the work that we've done over the last couple of months or longer. Things might start to come into our field that are like a fruition of the work that we've been doing. And also this is an energy, this full moon is an energy of the heart and of love and of passion and of Venus and all those beautiful red and pink energies as well. So a lot of heart chakra here, a lot of coming to fruition, a lot of things. Like I've said, we went from this kind of I'm trusting the universe through reversing that wounded ego to coming through this path forward and finding ourselves in a place of, let's pick that card up again and tap into that stag energy, this pride in ourselves and fruition of the work that we've done. And then it's now like, where do we want to go next? And Sagittarius energy as well. I'm not big on astrology, but I like it, you know, I like it, I'm interested, but that's not my main goal here. But I like to look at what does that mean. Sagittarius energy is about kind of like travel, joy, fun, maybe like doing a few things we haven't done for a while, partying a little bit, appreciating ourselves, celebrating ourselves. And that is very much an energy that's coming through for me. And I feel that that's sharing with the collective. Is like, it's a time to celebrate ourselves. And it doesn't matter if no one else celebrates us, if no one else gets us, if they don't get your unicorn or they don't get your whatever it is, your squirrel or whatever you are. It doesn't matter. It's like, celebrate yourself. And when we celebrate ourselves, that is not of the ego. It's not about, you know, oh, I'm so wonderful and look at me compared to everyone else. Celebrating ourselves is about feeling the joy of being ourselves, which is who we are, you know, in this lifetime. If we don't get on with that person that we are, it's going to be a hard life. So celebrate ourselves as a way of celebrating everybody. If we celebrate ourselves, we celebrate the oneness of creation, because we're all part of the same creation. Okay, I'm yakking on a bit there. I'm not going to apologise, but let's move on to the next card. So these are some new cards as well. These are angelic activations. So the idea is you're meant to gaze at these ones and pick up the energies. Pretty funky looking character there, which I definitely connect with. So this is, I shall read out the back of the card while you're having a look. This is Orion, Visions of the Future. Your life and future are in your hands. You're a powerful manifester with the ability to call in and create the life of your dreams. What you focus on with unwavering faith is what you will experience. Focus your energy not only on what you want, but on feeling the way you want to feel. For the feelings are what will bring you the safety, sorry, I'm trying to read the words, and connection you desire. So the activation is, I am the visionary of my future. I am the visionary of my future. And that really goes back to this for me. It's like, we're trusting the universe taking us through this path. But now guess what? We're ready. We've got to the leadership position. We're ready to start aiming for what we really want to achieve and where we want to go. Not in an egoic way, in a totally heartfelt, love-centered, universe-focused way. Like, what is it we're bringing into this amazing universe with these changing energies? A lot of stuff's going on in the world. What can we bring from a place of love and a place of light? What can we vision for ourselves and to share with others? Okay, last 3 cards, my little angel cards, and these literally jumped out. The first one that jumped out was trust. Yes, no surprise. So back to the first card, trust. So you can see there's this being who's sat meditating, and behind them there's their spirit guides, the universe, great mother, amazing energy, all the chakras are lit up. Just trusting that, yes, you know, universe has got our back. It doesn't matter what you call the universe has got our back, and that's the biggest cheerleader you'll ever have. It's the biggest celebrator you'll ever have. It's the biggest love we'll ever have, all of us. So it's there. It's like, just know it. Whatever steps we take, there's no wrong steps. There's no wrong steps. It's like, even when we think we've made a wrong step, actually it was something that we made out of a selection of things in front of us based on where we are, and it was meant to be. So even if things look a bit rocky at times, that process that we went through is part of our growth and expansion. So the next card, listen to your intuition. There's this beautiful kind of angelic creation angel there, mother, with the, again, blue butterflies of transformation. Listen to your intuition. So the best way to know for yourself where your path is going really is, you know, listening to your inner voice. That inner voice, when we're in silence is where spirit is. It's not all the yakking outside and the voices from outside and seeking all these inputs from outside. It really comes from getting in touch with the inner wisdom that comes through us from spirit. And if you're struggling with that, I thoroughly recommend to practice as even tiny meditations. Really helps. And I keep saying I'm going to put some up. I am going to put some up. I'm getting there. And then last card, final card, choose a new direction. And I was like, well, that's interesting, isn't it? That's an interesting card to come out. So choose a new direction. So it might be that we've been really heavily focused on something which hasn't necessarily taken us where we wanted to be or where we thought we might be. But like I said, there's no wrong choices. But maybe now that we've flipped this good old goblin upside down, this wounded ego, maybe there's something that has been really, you know, talking to us, singing to us, but we didn't have the guts to go for it because we were lacking in our self-esteem, or we were maybe comparing ourselves with others, or we were doubting ourselves. And that's like, yeah, maybe it's time to say, how about we go try this other thing that we wanted to do? Or perhaps we've been trying something and it's like, not sure if this is me. Is it authentic? What is it? What's going to make you feel like you're being really authentic? Like they're pointing at this amazing star, and the star energy is really, star is authenticity. It's like being your unique self, shining your light, being the crazy unicorn, looking out into the cosmos. What's going to take you to that place? what steps do you need to take to choose that direction? My dog wants to get involved here, so I'm going to let her come up and say hello. Yes, so if you hear funny noises in the background, that's the culprit for all that. Anyway, so that's the reading for today, and yeah, very much tapping into, again, trust in the universe, feeling like we're ready for leadership. We are ready to step forward from our broken ego, our wounded ego, our wounded inner child. We're going to heal that energy and allow ourselves to just be the brilliant unicorn, be the brilliant rainbow, be the universe, be the cosmos, be like as shiny as you feel like wants to come out of you. Some of us are like, you know, a quieter, shiny inside, and some of us are a big beaming light outside. And whatever feels right to you, whatever you're comfortable with, it's like let that inner child come out, let that joy come out, let that just like embracing an awe of life come out of us. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the reading, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Namaste.